Now, Iran's foreign ministry is denying claims from the U.S. Department of Justice that Tehran was behind an assassination attempt against President-elect Donald Trump. The DOJ report said an IRGC official told 51-year-old Farhad Shakeri to survey and ultimately assassinate President Trump, an accusation Tehran said is totally unfounded. Well, for more on this developing story, I'm joined by the policy director of United Against Nuclear Iran, Jason Brodsky. Jason, thanks for being with us as always. Now, this assassination attempt, although Iran is denying it, the main question right now is why Iran would be so threatened by another term of Donald Trump in the U.S. White House.
Well, it's great to be with you. I think the return of President Trump to the White House is the Islamic Republic's worst nightmare. His administration had proven to be more risk-ready and had been willing to use all instruments of national power, economic, diplomatic, and yes, military, to hold the Islamic Republic accountable. And so when that happens, the Islamic Republic is, of course, going to be fearing his return. And I think it really speaks also to a very worrying eroded deterrence in the United States vis-a-vis Iran, that the Iranian leadership feels comfortable enough trying to kill a former president on American soil, not just a former president, an Iranian-American activist, Masih Alinejad, and also a Jewish-American businessman in New York. And that really speaks to how dangerously eroded our deterrence has become. We can't continue to be handling these issues solely as law enforcement matters. There needs to be a policy response, and unfortunately, we've had none to date.
Jason, if the Islamic regime was scared of the Trump administration before, what type of a response might the Trump administration have now following this assassination attempt?
Well, I think it's hard to know right now, but let me put it this way. The Islamic Republic is already in a hole with its own regional deterrence vis-a-vis Israel eroded. It is exposed with its air defense system degraded. Its proxies are degraded. Its partner Hamas is decimated. There are missile supply bottlenecks as a result of Israel's strike last month on Iran. And that, coupled with the fact that the incoming president of the United States knows that the Iranian leadership has been trying to assassinate him, puts Iran in an unprecedentedly vulnerable state and a real hole. And so, of course, it's going to fear the Trump administration, as well it should.
Well, you're talking about exactly this hole that it seems Iran is in. We're hearing some different messaging also coming from the Iranian foreign minister. Two pretty large statements, one stating that they're warning that Israel's war in Gaza and Lebanon is going to spill over beyond the Middle East, but also stating that Iran is in no way after nuclear deterrence, no way looking for nuclear weapons. And so these statements coming out of the Iranian regime, the Iranian foreign minister, exactly what should we read into them?
Well, I thought his statement that Iran was not after nuclear weapons, while they've made those statements in the past and the record indicates otherwise, we have to also see that I think the Iranian leadership is afraid of the return of Donald Trump. And so it's trying to put out these messages that are more conciliatory and to try to de-escalate with respect to the United States because it fears the return of Donald Trump. And so I think that that's quite interesting. It stands in contrast to the chorus of voices in the Iranian leadership who just a few weeks ago, before the presidential election in the United States, were warning Iran has the ability to develop a nuclear weapon and might change its nuclear doctrine if enough pressure is exerted on the establishment. So I think it's quite interesting, the timing.
It certainly is interesting timing at that. Jason Brodsky, thanks for your analysis on what's happening with Iran right now.
Thank you.